So there are so many benefits to an inclusive workplace, including organisational performance, staff retention, all those sort of things, which there's so many reports on that you can kind of read through. So I didn't really want to touch on that sort of point today. I wanted to go on a more of a personal level, and what those benefits are to someone that's sort of within the community. Obviously, I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself. And I've worked in workplaces that have been inclusive, and I've worked in ones that have not been so inclusive. And it's a massive kind of difference for you when you come into work, from little things in terms of, you know, how you dress, how you express yourself, to conversations. And I think one thing that massively comes across when you speak to people about this, and one thing that they kind of say, throw up as a question is, well, it's work, it's not your personal life, so why do we need to have that sort of space? And to those people I always say, okay, but how many times have you asked your co-worker about how their weekend was and what they got up to, or what they did on their annual leave, or anything like that? And for someone that is either out or might not even be out in the workplace, it means you've always got that guard there. And it's really hard when someone sort of automatically goes to that sort of heteronormative language and says, oh, what did your boyfriend do, or something like that, where you then have to make that split decision of, do you confront it and say, oh, well, actually, it's not my boyfriend, it's my girlfriend, which for someone like me who is not confrontational at all, absolutely hate doing, or do you just go with it? And then in that way, you're sort of putting yourself in that box. And I think for a lot of people that I know, and it's definitely a case for me, it's not wanting to feel misunderstood. And I think there's so many stereotypes around, if you label yourself as gay or lesbian or bisexual or however you label yourself, there's so many stereotypes that I don't want to be put in that box. And it's like, okay, cool. When we need, you know, that sort of perspective, that's who we go to and that's what happens. I can have a conversation about anything, I can be involved in anything, and I don't just want to be that sort of diversity person. And I think some workplaces, unfortunately, you do have that, and you are that sort of token for the community. And I think something as simple as using gender neutral pronouns until you know, or regardless, is something that's really small adaptation that you can make, but it makes people feel so much more comfortable, whether you're someone that's out like myself or someone that, you know, is still sort of questioning their identity. Just by using that gender neutral pronoun, it makes things so much easier. So it's a massive benefit.